Hey, what's up you guys? It's Len Ray, and it's been 3 weeks since I've done anything for my channel, and um honestly so much was supposed to be put up afterwards, but you know, a lot of things came up, and to be very honest, even with this video, I'm a little uncertain of all that's gonna be announced or talked about. I know for certain that I want to talk about Bronycon a bit, and you know, even a little catching up afterwards. But other than that, just I'm not really sure where this is gonna go. But anyways, just gonna dive right into this. Originally, I made a video up talking about my whole time of how it was like at Bronycon. It was like from day 0 all the way to day 3. I like went in just full detail of everything that went on, including people and events and all that stuff. And it's just it's not that it's not completed, it's just that it's very, very long. It's like 22 minutes long of, you know, me, you know, going in about my good time and going in with, you know, all the little details. And yeah, it's just I really didn't expect to go so much into it, or I didn't think that it was going to rack up a lot of time, but this time I figured, you know, I'm just going to, instead of going through each and every detail, I would just, you know, point out the highlights and, you know, and just let that be. If you guys want to see my full extended version, then leave a comment below saying that you want it. Other than that, just gonna list some highlights. I definitely want to mention all the people that I came across, and it was, you know, that was just an awesome thing to happen. I want to first point out Lost Narrator, because when I touched down in Bronycon, she was literally like one of the first people I ran into. Like, I was on my way to, not registration, maybe registration or my hotel. I think I was on my way to the hotel room, and as I'm on my way there with my bags, you know, I run into her and Gutia Serenade, and just had a quick word with her because it looked like she was on her way to something too. I didn't know if she was still on the bar chart or whatever. But yeah, she was the first one. So Lost was the first one I met, and Gutia Serenade, of course, as well. And then next day I got to meet up with Vanagon, the Music Reborn, and then there was also Wish Lotus with them, and then I got to be also meet Carmen Mary Medley. I ran into all of them after the Music Reborn's panel. And afterwards, we all just hung out for the next couple of hours, and even went to Brony Palooza together, and that was pretty cool. But yeah, so basically met up with Music Born, got to, you know, meet Wish Lotus in person for the first time, and then Carmen Mary Medley, which was just a pleasure. And those are the first few. Next. I do recall running into Little Shy, who does the Everything Wrong With series. He was cool. I believe he was, even at the time when I did get to see him, he was working on something, probably for one of the videos he just recently released. In day 2, I went over to Lost's meetup, and then that's where I got to meet even more people. I got to, first off, by surprise, I got to meet Dr. Wolf, and then I ran into Speedy Tempo, which was really surprising because he was one of the people who commented on one of my recent popular vids, and so it was pretty cool running into him as well. I then got to run into Kim Daniels VA, and then there was Obop Scribbler, who's just a gem, and Kim Daniel, she's pretty nice too. Like, they're all pretty nice people, and they're really cool. And I'm like really trying to make sure I don't leave anyone out, because this is, when it comes to talking about people I've met, I want to make sure I accommodate everyone that I can. In regards to the meetup, I think those are the main people. I mean, I ran into Ben and Carmen and them again, and, you know, got to, you know, just chat and kick it with them for a bit. But other than that, I don't remember if I ran into anyone else around Lost Narrator's meetup. So yeah, unless something come back again, I'll like maybe edit it in somewhere up there. I don't know. But yeah, that was at Lost's meetup. And then after spending some time with Ben, Carmen, and Moises, Moises is a friend of Ben's as well. After spending time with them, and even going to whose line is it anyway, I had to leave them again because I had things to do that night. I was going back and forth from venue to venue, you know, hanging with certain people and going to certain events. Some that were off the con. But anyways, after leaving them for a bit, as I'm making my way down, I, by the biggest surprise, ran into Awkward Marina. And the thing about Awkward Marina is that she's an old musician in the fandom. She like came up around 2012, I want to say. 2012, late 2011, one around that time. Either way, she's an old musician, and she's been someone that I've liked the work for just like forever. And it's a shame that we don't see so much of her work now, because like she really does have some talent, and she's a really interesting individual. But either way, I surprisingly ran into her, got to meet her, get a picture with her right quick, and it was amazing. Because you know, she was one of the first people that I subscribed to in the fandom, so that was nice. And also did a cover up. Hers and Shirt Clap Owns were the first couple of users that I did covers of when I was coming up far back. But yeah, there also is Shades of Everfree, who I didn't even know was there at Bronycon. The thing is, it was really funny for Shades of Everfree. It was day 3, and I was on my way to the animators panel for the animators that worked on the opening for the con, and I noticed this guy in the hall. And the thing about him is that I always saw him with Animated James. I mean, this guy was even with Animated James back when I was at BabsCon earlier this year. And you know, I had no idea who he was, but either way, he was a face that I always saw. And so, out of curiosity, I just decided to look at his badge. Like, I wasn't like being dead obvious looking. I was like, you know, just like a subtle turn of head, and just, you know, decided to look just to see who this person was. And then the words Shades of Everfree popped up, and I'm like, what? I passed by this animator like millions of times, and I didn't say a single thing to him, or I didn't bother to look at his badge. And so with that, I had to get in a quick word with him, and you know, just have a small little moment. I even asked if he was going to be going to the animators panel, but apparently the animators panel had nothing to do with him, because again, it was the opening and not just a general animators panel where it will feature animators in the fandom. So yeah, the thing about Bronycon is that there's so many things that happen that you tend to lose track of just so many things. So it's like, it's a chore to just remember things. And how am I looking on time? 9 minutes! Holy crap! Alright, so those are basically the people I've met. And as to venues and stuff, they were pretty good this year. Very good. So yeah, I definitely would love to say that Bronycon was better this year, because, well, like the thing about Bronycon is that I really do go for the community. I go for the fans. I can go for VIP any other convention, but when it comes to, you know, people in the community, Bronycon is the place to go if you want to have high chances of, you know, just seeing people or meeting people or spending time or whatnot. So, you know, like, given that there are just so many more people to chat with and meet up with this year, that was amazing. So I really did enjoy it. So that's highlights for Bronycon. Funny thing, after Bronycon, I was, you know, planning on getting back to work and, you know, getting on my schedule of doing things again. But if there's one thing I've also realized after spending some time away from my work and at Bronycon, I realized that I've been overworking myself on some of the things that I have in store, and that overworking has led to partial stress. And so, given that I've been working so much on them, there's one element that I've completely left out in a great deal of them, and some people up at the convention did sort of help me figure that out. And what I was leaving out was that I wasn't having fun with my work. And so that really did sort of hit me in a way. And also what also helped me realize this is when Lost made this a funny random suggestion for me to do this one thing, and I did it and I realized, huh, wow, that was different. And so what I did was I decided to take a week off from just working on anything. Like, I wasn't going to touch any projects or any concepts, nothing. I was going to do nothing for a week because I just needed to reorganize my mind and reorganize how I approach my work. And I did. And so afterwards, you know, I was able to get back into it, but there are other things that came up. Other stressful, stupid things that came up. And because of those things, I just ended up, you know, I ended up not doing things for another week. And it's sort of the same thing that happened within this last week. And it really has been a bit stressful after Bronycon. It has nothing to do with post-con depression either, although the only, you know, part that I would even consider post-con depression is that I had to leave Bronycon early this year. Like, last year I got to stay not only just for all 3 days in day 0, but I got to stay even like after that and just kick it with people, you know, on the night of day 3. But because my job has been slipping a lot, I had to like return as soon as I possibly could. Like, I was lucky to get 4 days to go to this event, and so it's just been really stressful knowing everything that I've had to do with my job. And it's also been stressful given the fact that I'm working for EQLA, and I'm not going to go into any details about that. A, because under contract I'm not supposed to, and B, I just don't want to talk about it. It's stupid. But yeah, like all these things factored in, I've just not been able to do anything for my channel as of late. I actually do have a good amount of works that have yet to be released. Like, to slightly spoil, I do have a couple of comic dubs. I just got the lines from one of the people I'm collaborating with, and now I just have to, sit down and, you know, do my end of recording. And then that's that. I just finished lyrics for a parody, which I'm not going to mention just yet, and so I just had to sit down and compose the rest for that. I have a couple of new concepts that I would love to bring to this channel, and those are currently being worked on. It requires composition and building from the ground up because given that I'm also in affiliation with Frederator, I can't use any copyrighted work. So I'm literally composing from the bottom up for some of these songs. And so, and yes, they're fandom related, so rest assured you'll still get more pony. And you'll also get a little more voice work, just hint hint. And so after that, let's see, do I have anything more? So that's like a total of 5 things. Oh yeah, and then there's also, regardless of me doing this update video, I'm still going to upload what I could of, what I vlogged from Bronycon. Like, that's still a plan, that's still gonna go up. So expect that to come. So that's like a total of 6 things that you'll be expecting within the next month. And, you know, that's also given the fact that I'm gonna be doing stuff this week. So, yeah. That's really all I have to update. If I've forgotten anything important, then I'll, like, I don't know, note it in the description or something, or post it on the side. I don't know. Either way, you'll know exactly what else is needed to know if it comes to mind. Again, that's all I really have to say. I'm good. This is Len Ray with my update from Bronycon and life and lack of projects. Over and out.